Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan. Ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big.
Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWBR-FM. Facts and information. Today's learning for you normal with capable teachers whose heart and soul are divine. Delivered knowledge inside your home through 106.3 Dance Radio. Fully dedicated to serve the public in tribute to education, reproduce of radio-based instruction. We are pleased to deliver the utmost aim of education. Only here on 106.3 DWDR-FM.
Hello, our dear Donyans. Good morning, everyone, and have a wonderful Wednesday. Today is another fantastic day, another chance for everyone to learn something new. To our officer in charge, the Chief Education Supervisor of SDO Isabela, Sir Rodrigo V. Pascua, magandang umaga po, sir. To our Assistant Principal, Ma'am Ruby Guillermo, good morning din po. Hello also to our supportive head teachers out there, especially to Ma'am Ophelia S. Relutin. Good morning po, ma'am, at good morning po sa inyong lahat. Also to all the teachers and staff of Doña Aurora National High School, especially to the supportive teachers of the English learning area. To the parents, dear students, and to all our avid listeners and viewers out there here and abroad, most especially to the grade 8 learners. Special mention siyempre sa aking mga estudyantes na 8 lavender na hinahanap ko pa kanina pa. I'm teacher Dennis Mendoza, and with me are the other grade 8 English teacher, Ma'am Jonah Buduan, Ma'am Catherine Ordinario, and Ma'am Leslie Ann Ramos. Pagbabati sila.
Hello to my grade 8 advisory class, 8 purple, and to other my grade 8 classes, 8 cyan and 8 aquamarine. I hope you are all ready to interact with us.
Yup! Hello everyone, especially to my 8 Aristotle and 8 Copernicus. We hope that you will enjoy our discussion for today. Make sure that you have with you your learning modules, pen and notebook for taking down notes on the key points of our lesson today.
Yes, good morning also to my 8 beige and my other classes, 8 burgundy and 8 crimson. Please stay with us till the last minute of this segment. I'm teacher Catherine.
Akala ko sabi ni Mama Yak. Yak pala. Okay, thank you so much, teachers. Today is yet another amazing day of learning, and we are thrilled to be with you for the first lesson of quarter 2. And for today's lesson, we shall be focusing on the visual-verbal relationship in expository text. Yan. As learners, you are expected to master our most essential learning competencies. That is number 1. Explain visual-verbal relationships illustrated in tables, graphs, and information maps found in expository text. Tandaan nyo yan, ha? And as we go farther, you are expected to also do the following. Expected to define expository text, enumerate and explain the text features found in an expository text, and interpret graphics in an expository text. Ma'am Leslie?
Okay, thank you, Sir Dennis. For those who are following us via our Facebook live stream, don't forget to comment on your chat box, #textualaids. And we also encourage all those who are with us today to please share this live streaming so many learners and listeners will benefit or learn something from our simple discussion today. So, what are you waiting for? Click and share.
Yes, Ma'am Jonah.
So before we proceed with the discussion of today's lesson, let's have a quick review of our quarter 1, week 4 lesson titled Expressing Emotional Responses Using a Range of Verbs, Adjectives, and Adverbs. For us to determine if you really understood your lesson, I want you to answer this short activity. So all you have to do is to key in your answers or comment them in the chat box. Again, you may key in your answer in our chat box. For number 1,
which of the following is the correct definition of an adjective? A. It is a word that expresses a state of being. B. It is a word that expresses strong obligation. Or C. It is a word that describes nouns and pronouns. Key in your answers, key in the number, the item number, and your answer. The
Gerson
letter of your
Marinay
answer.
of 8 Crimson, may sagot na siya. Letter C. Letter C.
So let's check.
If your answer is correct, so the answer is letter C.
Yay!
Adjectives. It is a word that describes nouns and pronouns.
Hey.
May prize ba to, Ma'am Leslie?
Yes, may 10 peso load. So,
Okay.
naka-take note lahat ang unang makakasagot.
Yay.
So, number 2.
Okay, number 2. The words below are adjectives that expresses positive feeling, except A. Anxious, B. Carefree, or C. Inspired. Again, the words below are adjectives that express positive feelings, except A. Anxious, B. Carefree, or C. Inspired.
Gerson Marinay, nanalo ka na anak ha. Pagbigyan
Si
natin
Jamie.
si Jamie Lamug of 8 Aristotle. Ang sagot niya ay letter A. Tama po ba?
So, let's check. So, the answer is letter A,
Yay!
anxious.
Another 10 pesos
Okay.
worth of load.
So, number 3.
Number 3, which of the following verbs express strong obligation? A. Am. B. Dislike. C. Must. What is
So?
the correct answer? Strong obligation.
Okay, may sagot na tayo kay galing naman kay sa Zalika
Zalika.
Langkita.
Zalika.
Letter C, sabi niya.
So, let's check. So, the answer is letter C, must.
Yes, congratulations.
It shows
Bakit
or
ang gagaling ng mga bata
it
natin ngayon?
expresses
Rika.
strong
Yes.
obligation. So, number 4.
Number 4, which among the adverbs below expresses unhappiness because of failing to meet expectations? Again, which among the adverbs below expresses unhappiness because of failing to meet expectations? A. Disappointingly. B. Unexpectedly. C. Unluckily.
Jamie Lamug, nanalo ka na anak. Pagbigyan naman natin si Sweetel Faith Arenza. Ayan, ang sagot niya, letter A.
Letter A. So, let's check. So, it is letter A, disappointingly. So, number
Another-
5.
Yes, another 10 pesos worth of load.
Okay, number
Okay, number 5. Which among the sentences below uses a linking verb that helps express an opinion? Again, which among the sentences below uses a linking verb that helps express an opinion? A. You are brave enough to tell what you truly feel. Letter B. You should talk to the guidance counselor when you feel sad. Or C. You must submit your resignation letter tomorrow.
Yes, may sagot na po tayo. Galing kay Erica Joy de la Cruz of 8 Lavender, letter A.
Check.
Sagot
We'll
niya.
check. So, the correct answer is you are brave enough to tell what
Very
you
good,
truly
yeah.
feel. So,
Doon sa mga nanalo ha, na i-text nyo yung mga advisors, ay yung mga subject teachers nyo para malaman nila na kayo po yung nanalo. Okay, so
May
congratulations, dear learners. Your answer shows that you really understood our week. Is that week 1, right? Week 1 lesson. Tama ba po?
Week 4.
That's week 4.
Quarter
Week 4
one.
lesson, quarter 1. Yan. So we hope that you're going to stay with us until the end of this segment. Get your learning module and your writing materials because here is your RBI lesson for today. Enjoy listening.
Dance Radio, sinihalalan sa radyo, atid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
Language,
Grammar and Literature,
a program that will develop your vocabulary.
Comprehension, Critical and Analytical Skills.
This is the English Learning Area. Only here on 106.3, the WDRFM Dance Radio.
Where learning is amazing.
A fruitful and fun morning to our dear listeners, especially to our dear grade 8 learners. You are now listening to our school's radio, 106.3 FM Dance Radio. Let us start our lesson in English 8, Quarter 2, Week 1, titled Visual Verbal Relationships Illustrated in Tables, Graphs, and Information Maps found in an expository text. I am your radio teacher, Teacher Dennis Mendoza, and I'm delightful to be with you today. Now let's have a quick review of our last lesson for Quarter 1, titled Expressing Emotional Responses Using a Range of Verbs, Adjectives, and Adverbs. All you have to do is to choose the correct letter that corresponds to your answer. Ready?
Yes, sir!
Alright, number 1. Blank. Many health workers volunteered in helping those who cannot afford medical services. Again, blank. Many health workers volunteered in helping those who cannot afford medical services. A. Fortunately. B. Probably. Or C. Objectively. What do you think is the correct answer?
Sir, it's letter A, fortunately. Fortunately, many health workers volunteered in helping those who cannot afford medical services.
Very good! The correct answer is letter A, fortunately. Number 2. This is a type of adverb that emphasizes the intensity of your stand about an issue. Again, this is a type of adverb that emphasizes the intensify of your stand about an issue. A. Adverb of manner. B. Adverb of place. C. Adverb of opinion. What do you think is the correct answer?
Sir, the correct answer is letter C, adverb of opinion.
Yes, that is the correct answer. Can you define adverb of opinion?
Sir, adverb of opinion is a type of adverb that emphasizes the intensity of your stand about an issue.
Very well said. How about number 3? I blank believe that we should help street children by asking private and government agencies to provide them child care services. Again, I blank believe that we should help street children by asking private and government agencies to provide them child care services. A. Evidently. B. Personally. C. Probably. What do you think is the correct answer?
The answer is letter B, sir, personally. I personally believe that we should help street children by asking private and government agencies to provide them childcare services.
Your answer is correct. It is letter B, personally. For number 4, blank are words used to modify or describe a verb, adjective, and another adverb. Again, blank are words used to modify or describe a verb, adjective, and another adverb. A. Adverbs. B. Adjectives. C. Noun. What do you think is the correct answer?
The answer is letter A, adverb, sir.
Very good! The correct answer is letter A, adverb. Can you define adverb now?
Sir, adverbs are words used to modify or describe a verb, adjective, and another adverb.
Very well said. How about number 5? Which of the following sentences expresses the feeling of being contented? Again, which of the following sentences expresses the feeling of being contented? A. I am satisfied with my grades for this quarter. B. I am happy with my high score in the quiz. Or letter C. I am looking forward for the next lesson. What do you think is the correct answer?
Sir, I think the correct answer is letter A. I am satisfied with my grades for this quarter.
I am now fully convinced that you really understood our lesson in quarter 1. For our lesson today, you are expected to explain visual verbal relationships illustrated in tables, graphs, and information maps found in an expository text. As you go further, you are also expected to A. Define expository text. B. Enumerate and explain the text features found in an expository text. And C. Interpret graphics in an expository text. To start our lesson, I want to ask you, have you seen your SF9 or most commonly called school report card?
Yes, sir!
Can you describe or tell something about it?
Sir, we can see in our school report card some important information about ourselves such as name, section, grade level, and our LRN. Sir, we can also see in our school report card our grades from the different subjects.
Very well said. As you turn or open your school report card, you will see there a table with corresponding labels such as your academic subjects and your specific grade for each grading period. But do you know the importance of it?
Is it to show our progress from the different subjects, sir?
Wow! You get it right! If you try to analyze the table in your school report card, you can see there your progress from your academics. It also measures your performance during a specific school year. Did you get it now?
Yes, sir!
Now, the table you've seen in your school report card has something to do with our lesson today. So listen attentively. Take a moment again to think about the graphics or text features that you've seen in textbooks like charts, graphs, tables, and maps. How do these graphics help you in understanding the text you've read?
Sir, graphics or text features help the reader to be more aware of information.
Fantastic! Can you give an example of these text features?
One example is the table, sir.
Yes. Have you seen a table? Do you have an idea what a table is?
Sir, it is a list of facts arranged in a special order.
Very well said. It is a set of facts and figures arranged in columns and rows, organizing numerical information or data. One example is your report card a while ago, where on the first column are your subjects and on the first row are the grading periods. Can you now give other examples?
Other examples are calendar and menu, sir.
Well said. Now, as a reader, how does the use of tables help you?
Sir, it helps us see the facts easily.
Very good. And also, tables help the reader compare information in the text. The next text figure is the graph. Have you seen a graph? How does it look like?
Yes, sir. Some are very colorful with pictures.
Wow, that's a great observation. If you have seen one or a lot, what do you think a graph is?
A graph is a picture designed to express words, particularly the connection between two or more quantities, sir.
Very well said. It is a pictorial representation of statistical data or a functional relationship between variables. Did you know that there are types of graphs? Can you name them?
Picture graphs, bar graphs, pie charts, and line graphs are few of them, sir.
Wow! I bet you've really seen a lot. Let's go further after this short break.
Do you encounter problems in accomplishing the different activities in your modules or learning activity sheets?
Worry no more, because your teachers are always ready to guide and assist you. You can send your questions or clarifications in two easy ways. 1. Call or text, and 2. Private message. So easy, right? Remember, at Doña Aurora National High School, we make amazing things possible.
This reminder is brought to you by Doña Aurora National High School and this station.
Hello, I'm back. Now for the last text feature. It is called map. Have you seen one?
Yes, sir.
That's good to hear. What is a map then?
Sir, it is a representation, usually a flat surface of the whole of a part of an area.
Maps are drawings that show the basic shape of the land and other geographical, political, or historical features. It can include symbols, legend, and scale. Can you now give an example?
Sir, one example is the world map.
Very good. Can you give another one?
Road map, sir.
Excellent. And the popular one is the Google Map, wherein all the directions are seen and indicated. Now, how does it help you?
It helps us not to get lost, sir.
That's correct. Maps also help you to know the distances so that you know how far one place is from another place, and it helps you visualize what things on the ground actually look like. Now that you've learned a lot about what an expository text is and its features, let me ask you this. Is an expository text hard to understand?
Not really, sir.
Probably for some it is hard, but for some it is not, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, Montelongo and Hernandez in 2007 stated that for students like you to be able to be successful in today's information age, you must be able to comprehend the information in your textbook. And that's what understanding expository is. To fully understand the things I've discussed a while ago, I want you to go over your learning activity sheets titled Visual Verbal Relationships Illustrated in Tables, Graphs, and Information Maps found in an expository text. We will be right back after this short break.
It's time for our English trivia. Trivia.
Did you know that the longest English word that can be spelled without repeating any letters is uncopyrightable?
What?
Spell it. Uncopyrightable. U N C O P Y R I G H T A B L E. Uncopyrightable.
Isn't it amazing?
Amazing!
Now you know.
Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. Are you ready to start your first activity?
Yes, sir!
That's good to hear. Turn your learning activity sheets on page 2. Exercise number 1. What can you see from that page?
A table, sir.
That's correct. That is a table. Can you identify what that table is all about?
Sir, the table is about the total tally of the medals won by each country during the 30th Southeast Asian Games.
Very good. Now, let's analyze the table and answer the questions that follow. Let's start with the first question. Which among the countries garnered the highest number of bronze medals?
Thailand, sir.
You've got it right. Thailand garnered the highest number of bronze medals. But how did you get it correctly?
By looking at the table, sir.
You figured it out. As you look on the table's first column, Thailand is on the 3rd row. Then the bronze medal is on the 4th column, and there are 122 of it on the 3rd row. Second, how many medals has Philippines won?
Sir, there are 385 medals.
You got it correctly. The Philippines won 385 medals. Let's check if your answer is correct. Look on the 5th column, which indicates the total number of medals each country has won. Then go over the first row. You'll see that there are 385 total number of medals that Philippines has won. Third, which country received the least number of medals?
Sir, it's Timor-Leste.
Very good. Timor-Leste received the least number of medals. Now, for you to better understand, try to look on the first column. Then go down on the 11th row. You'll be able to see Timor-Leste. Look on the 5th column down to the 11th row. You'll see that there are 6 total numbers of medals that the country has received. You may continue the said activity after the broadcast. I bet you have understood now how to interpret a given expository text with text features. Am I right?
Yes, sir!
That sounds great. Did you finish all the activities for today? I hope you did.
Before we end our lesson for today, let's have a quick and short evaluation of what you've learned. In identification, identify whether each of the following statements is true or false. Number 1. Information should be presented with a clear organizational text structure. Again, Information should be presented with a clear organizational text and structure. Is it true or false?
Sir, the answer is true. For us to easily understand and make a conclusion, the information should be presented in a clear organizational text structure.
That's correct. How about number 2? Text features are used to organize information, to cue readers, and to clarify content. Again, text features are used to organize information, to cue readers, and to clarify content. Is it true or false?
The answer is true, sir.
How did you say so?
Sir, as based on what I have learned a while ago, text features or graphics in expository text help us to easily understand the content or the information.
Very good. Text features are used to organize information, to cue readers, and to clarify content. Let's proceed to number 3. Persuasive texts are non-fiction texts that give facts and information about a topic. Again, persuasive texts are non-fiction texts that give facts and information about a topic. Is it true or false?
The statement is false, sir, because the correct word is expository.
Correct. Expository texts are non-fiction texts that give facts and information about a topic. Let's have number 4. Graph is a set of facts and figures which are arranged in columns and rows. Again, graph is a set of facts and figures which are arranged in columns and rows. Is it true or false?
I think it is false, sir, because of the word graph. It's a D table, sir. Based on what I have learned, table is a set of facts and figures which are arranged in columns and rows.
You got it right. It is false. Now, for number 5. The language in expository text is precise to explain concepts and information. Again, the language in expository text is precise to explain concepts and information. True or false?
Sir, the statement is true. The language in expository text is precise to explain concepts and information for us to fully understand what we are reading.
That is correct. You really did great today. And now, for your reflection, turn your learning activity sheet on page 6, titled Reflection. You have to complete the given statement. Follow the given format. Reminder, before I end, I want you to answer all the given activities and assessment in your learning activity sheets after this broadcast. If you have any question or clarification about your lesson, feel free to contact your subject teacher through messenger or personal numbers. I expect that you really understood our lesson for today. For your next lesson, we will be exploring more on your comprehension skill, so be prepared for more exciting and fun-filled activities. Make sure to always tune in to our school's radio station, 106.3 FM Dance Radio, where learning is amazing. I would like to acknowledge our scriptwriter, Teacher Leslie Ann S. Ramos, Teacher Annabel C. Acopido, our language editor.
Wow!
Our content editors, Teacher Susana B. Dumont and Ma'am Ophelia S. Ralutin. And our technical specialist, Teacher Michael John M. Tumula.
Alright!
For their efforts behind this RBI. Again, I am your radio teacher for today, Teacher Dennis Mendoza, leaving you an inspirational quote of life from Theodore Roosevelt. Do what you can with all you have, whenever you are. Goodbye!
Language,
Grammar and literature.
a program that will develop your vocabulary.
Comprehension.
Critical and analytical skills.
This is the English Learning Area. Only here on 106.3, the WDRFM Dance Radio.
Where learning is amazing.
Dance Radio, siniparalan sa radyo, atid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
Alright, thank you, goodbye. Hindi, joke lang. Alright, you've heard your first RBI lesson for quarter 2, which is Visual Verbal Relationships in Expository Text. Here is Teacher Leslie, and to start our lesson for today,
Okay, thank you, Sir Dennis. Okay, I bet you really listened well a while ago. During your RBI a while ago, you learned about the different visual or textual aids that can help you improve your comprehension skill. For our live discussion today, you will learn further the other visual or textual aids. But before that,
Here is our most essential learning competency for today's lesson. 1. Okay. A. Explain visual verbal relationships illustrated in tables, graphs, and information maps found in an expository text.
at the end of this lesson, you should be able to enumerate and explain other textual aids such as Venn diagram, flowchart, and infographics. Interpret textual aids in expository text. And lastly, create and present using a textual aid from the given expositor. Okay, now to start our lesson, let's check first your background information about our lesson for today. Directions. Answer the following questions by choosing the letter of your choice. Number 1.
Number 1, it is a text feature emphasizing relationships between elements of some space such as objects, regions, or themes. A. Graph, B. Map, or C. Venn diagram. Again, it is a text feature emphasizing relationships between elements of some space such as objects, regions, or themes. May sagot na ba, Sir Dennis?
Yes, mayroon tayong sagot, ma'am, ha? From Kenneth Crisologo. Ang sagot niya, tama ba po? Hindi
No,
pala ito. Chicken pala, Gerson Marinay. Ang sagot niya ay letter C.
Okay, let's check
Venn diagram.
if it is letter C. So the correct answer is map. Okay, between elements of some space such as objects, regions, or themes.
Okay, next po.
Number 2, it is a graphical representation typically arranged in rows and columns or possibly in a more complex structure. Again, it is a graphical representation typically arranged in rows and columns or possibly in a more complex structure. A. Graph, B. Map, or C. Venn diagram.
Okay, may sagot na tayo. Number 2, si TJ Arimbuyutan Antolin. Ang sagot niya ay letter A.
Let's check if it is correct. Okay, the answer is graph.
Yan, okay.
Number 3.
Number 3 tayo.
It is a graphical representation for data visualization, in which the data is represented by symbols such as bars in a bar chart, lines in a line chart, or slices in a pie chart. Again, it is a graphical representation for data visualization in which the data is represented by symbols such as bars in bar chart, lines in a line chart, or slices in a pie chart. A graph, B map, or C chart. In your answers, number 3.
That's number 3.
Kasi mayroon pa kasi kanina na sumagot ng number 3 si ano. Ayan si Ashley Timoteo, ang sagot niya is B. Christine Agustin, ang sagot niya ay C. Aris Flores, ang sagot niya ay A. So, saan ba rito?
Let's check if it is.
Okay,
Ayan.
so
Letter
number
C,
3 is chart.
Yes, chart. Okay, congratulations, Christine Agustin of 8 Crimson. Christine Agustin. Ayan, okay.
Okay, so you did a great job, our dear learners. Those information you have in your mind have something to do with our lesson today. So I bet you are now ready to learn more. Now let me ask you this. What is an expository text? Okay, you may key in your answers. Okay, so an expository text, it presents facts and information on specific topic. Expository texts are designed to explain, inform, or describe.
Let me add, Ma'am Kathy. So, expository text or informational text or are non-fiction text that give facts and information about a topic. These academic texts are common in subjects such as science, history, and social sciences. No, more on information siya. So, expository text use different text structures and more complex grammar to get information across the narratives.
Yeah.
Academic text, indeed.
Yes, and now let me ask you a question again. Have you ever seen or read a book or text with graphics? Ma'am Jonah?
Yes.
Nakakita ka na ba ng books na may mga figures, may mga charts, something like that?
Yes, Ma'am Kathy.
Yes.
And I love reading those texts because it's so informative and I could comprehend it easily.
Yes. Were those graphics or textual aids helpful? Nasagot ni Ma'am Jonah kanina, yes daw. How about our dear learners? Sa tingin nyo ba, important yung mga nakikita nating figures or graphs sa mga textual, sa mga text natin? How about you, Sir Dennis? Nakakatulong ba siya?
Yes, it's very malaki ang itutulong ng
Tsaka napaka-interesting niya, no? Kasi makikita mo may mga drawing siya, may colorful siya.
And hindi siya boring.
Mostly, mas gusto ng batang tinitignan yung yung action
Yes,
kaysa
sir.
binabasa yung di ba?
Kasi most of us are visual learners. Kaya masaya sa atin or gustong-gusto nating makakita ng visual text.
Yes, yun ang kahalagahan niya. So important.
Yes, because graphics or textual aids help us to highlight the important information in the text.
Yes.
Yan. Para siyang na-summarize in a form of figures or graphs, charts, and flowcharts or any other diagrams.
And sometimes, ma'am, kahit yung hindi marunong magbasa, pag nakita yung pictures or images, alam niya, nalalaman niya ano ibig sabihin.
That's true. Parang yung sa kinder kong pamangkin, hindi pa siya marunong magbasa ng babe.
Siya ba yung nagsabi ng sana all?
Hindi naman. Pero alam niya na duck yung tinuturo niya kasi yung figure. Yeah.
Pag dalawa,
2.
Akala ko duck.
Bibilangin niya talaga eh.
Akala ko duck? Ano dalawa?
Hindi pa siya marunong mag-spell, TWO. Pero he knows that's 2.
Oo, di ba? Alam niya.
Because it's the figure that helps him.
All right. During your RBI, you learned about maps, graphs, and tables. Those are examples of graphics or textual aids which are very helpful, most especially when we want to get facts or information easily. Now, I think Teacher Jonah has something to ask.
Yup. So, dear learners, why do authors use graphics or textual aids in expository text? So, why? Okay, we have here an answer. Authors use graphics to help readers understand the concept presented.
Explain na natin yun kanina, di ba? Na it helps the students or the learners to understand the concept presented. Okay?
Yes, tama yan.
Now, so Sir Dennis, will you give us something important for today's lesson?
Okay, now that you understood with what an expository text is all about, and why do authors use visual or textual aids? Tandaan natin mga anak ha, sabi ito, authors use graphics to help readers understand not only the words but the concept presented in that graphs or in that reading materials. Okay? Now, here are some ways to interpret graphics in expository text. Tandaan niyo, these are the ways. Number one, we have number one. Okay. The infographics. Yan. From the words info and information. Parang ganun yan eh.
Yeah.
Info means information.
You have to graph the info.
Yes.
Infographics.
Infographics. Info means information. Graphics means images. So a graphic visual, actually, this is our graphic visual representations of information. Data or knowledge intended to present information quickly and clearly. Yun sasabi natin kanina na kahit di siya marunong magbasa, pag nakita niya na pag nakaganon, ibig sabihin, alam niyang hihinto siya. Madalian yun eh. They can improve cognition. O, kita nyo, by utilizing graphics to enhance the human visual system's ability to see patterns and trends. Lalo na pag, di ba, yung sasakyan, pag may makita ka nakaswear na gano'n, ibig sabihin, di ba, napunta ka sa sakyan, anyway, nag-drive ka, tapos may nakita kang signboard na ibig sabihin yung lugar na yun ay curve siya. So alam mo na kagad kasi yung na-improve niya yung cognitive mo kagad. Ay, yun pala ibig sabihin doon. So, ganun yun.
Naging fast reader ka na agad.
Yan, ayan ang infographics. Okay? Next. Ako pa ba ito?
Yes.
Ay, ako pa pala ito. Ayan. Ito naman isa infographics natin, ha?
Yes.
Ayan po. Ako pa talaga ito? Okay, siguro.
So we have here an example of infographic about our flag or the Independence Day.
Okay.
So at the other side, you will see text. No? Makikita nyo yung text. Then, dun sa kabila is the infographic. So, if you are going to observe, doon tayo sa text. So, mas marami siyang words, no? Kesa doon sa infographics. So, sa infographics kasi, nakalagay na doon yung summary. Okay? For us to easily understand the text. Okay? And the important details or the important information are highlighted. Okay? Like, on June 12, 1898, Emilio Aguinaldo declared Philippine independence after 333 years of Spanish rule.
Yes.
Okay? So, did you know? So, let me give some trivia. The three stars are believed to represent Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Some content, however, they represent Luzon, Mindanao, and Panay nung una. Okay? And the Visayan Center of the Revolutionary Movement. Okay? The Philippines derived its name from King Philip II of Spain. Okay?
Yan.
So
that is an example of, again, infographic.
Ma'am, kung mapapansin nila yung nasa, right side ba yung tawag ko rito? Yung mga mahabang sulat, right side yun? Left
The
side?
linear.
Yan yung linear. Yan ang linear. So, sabi ko mga anak yung paragraph form, ang tawag natin dyan linear siya. Yung nakikita nyo na may drawing dyan, ang tawag dyan non-linear.
Non-linear.
Diba? To be honest talaga. Diba mas madaling intindihin minsan yung yung mga drawing, yung
yes,
sa kanila. Kasi,
if I am the reader, I will choose the non-linear kasi may mga images, makikita mo agad para makaka-relate ka agad eh.
Yes.
Parang may relationship agad
And
yung
it's more
reader sa...
interesting.
Yes. Yan ang kahalaga ng infographics.
That's true.
Okay. Next po tayo.
Next is the diagram. Okay, a diagram is a drawing, image, or sketch that is used to help the reader visualize what the author is describing in the text. Again, it is to help the reader visualize what the author is describing in the text. There are certain components that diagrams must help the reader understand them in the text. Here are examples of diagram. Ito, very familiar kayo dito. That is what we call the Venn diagram. It was popularized by John Venn in 1880. So as you can see here, there are circles, two circles that overlap, which have commonality, while the circles that do not overlap do not share those traits. A Venn diagram helps us to visually represent the similarities and the differences between two concepts. So, meron tayo dyan, yung nasa gitna, yung nag-overlap na circle, those are the similarities of two concepts. And dun sa magkahiwalay na sa parts, those are the differences.
Pagkakaiba.
Okay, yung pagkakaiba nila. Diyan natin nakikita yung pagkakapareho at pagkakaiba ng dalawang konsepto or ideas. Okay, example of this is, okay, solute and solvent. When one substance dissolves into another, a solution is formed. A solution is a homogeneous mixture consisting of a solute dissolved into a solvent. The solute is the substance that is being dissolved, while the solvent is the dissolving medium. Solutions can be formed with many different types and forms of solutes and solvents. A solute is the material present in the smaller amount in the solution, while a solvent is the material present in the larger amount in the solution. The boiling point of solute is higher than solvent. So as you can see, we already highlighted the sentences to easily figure out the differences and the similarities. So yung mga naka-highlight ng green, that is the difference of solvent, and dun sa yung characteristics of solvent, and then in solute yung naka-highlight ng yellow. Whereas yung similarities nila or yung pagkakapareho nila, this was highlighted in blue. Tama.
Right? So, the first one is solvent. It is a substance that dissolves particles of solution, while in solute, substance that dissolve in solvent. So, example nito is yung water and hot water and coffee. No?
Solvent
So,
is the
the
water.
universal solvent is water. So, the quantity of solvent is more than solute. On the other hand, the quantity of solute is less than solvent. Next, have lower boiling point. Then, solute have higher boiling point. So, what is their commonalities or similarities? Similarity, they form a solution. Okay? So, I hope you did get the meaning of or how to use Venn diagram and how to interpret Venn diagram. Okay? So, remember, yung nasa gitna is their similarities or yung pagkakapareho nila, while yung nagkahiwalay is their differences. Yung pagkakaiba nila.
Yung unique
Okay.
property.
We use this Venn diagram when we want to compare two characters, lalo na sa mga stories, ganon, no? So, ko-compare natin sila. Then, we will look for their similarities naman.
Yung mga characters, di ba?
Yes.
The characters in a movie or in a story na binasa natin, we can use this Venn diagram para mas ma-visualize natin ano ba yung pagkakapareho nila, ano ba yung pagkakaiba nilang dalawa. Halimbawa, yung sa kabila si Pedro, yung sa kabila si Pablo, o yung ganon. Then, yung sineshare nilang traits, pareho. Pareho ba silang mabait, o pareho silang matapang, ganyan. Tapos yung isa naman, diba? So, yun na. Doon natin ginagamit ang Venn diagram.
Okay? Before we proceed to the second example of diagram, we have here solve using the Pemdas Rule. So, later, we will use this dun sa next example ng diagram. So, I have here a simple mathematical equation. What you're going to do here is to solve the equation using the Pemdas Rule. So, what do you mean by Pemdas? P stands for parentheses, or we have to group. Then E for exponent, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay? Yun po yung meaning ng Pemdas Rule. So, I have here a simple equation. 225 divided by 15 plus 14 times 15 minus 128 divided by 16 plus 25. So, the solution is, first, we carry out the divisions, colored in red. So, yung 225 divided by 15, then 128 divided by 16. So, the answer is, 225 divided by 15. So, the answer is 15 plus 14 times 5 minus 8 plus 25. Did you get it? So, Pemdas, unahin natin yung, dito kasi nauna yung division. Wait lang. Okay. It's either mauuna yung division or multiplication. Okay? Kahit alin ang mauna dun sa dalawa, same as addition and subtraction. Same answer pa rin naman po ang lalabas. So, dito kasi sa example, nauna ang division. Next, we multiply colored in green. So, yung 14 times 5. So, magiging 15 plus 14 times 5 minus 8 plus 25. So, the answer is 15 plus 70 minus 8 plus 25. Now, we will work out addition. Colored in blue. Okay? So, 15 plus 70 minus 8 plus 25. So, yung color blue dito is yung 15 plus 70 plus yung 25. So, 15 plus 70 plus 25 minus 8. Tinranspose lang yung 25 para hindi magulo yung equation. Next, the answer is 110 minus 8. So, last step is the subtraction. Then, finally, subtract colored in yellow. So, 110 minus 8 is equal to 102. Thus, 225 divided by 15 plus 14 times 5 minus 128 divided by 16 plus 25 is 102. Okay? So, using this one, so, the next example of a diagram is the flowchart. So, flowchart is a type of diagram that represents a workflow or process. So, nakikita nyo ba yung mga boxes? So, as you can see, there are boxes and arrows. So, that is the flow. Kaya nga siya tinawag na flowchart. For flowchart, kasi may flow siya, may process siya. So, yung ginawa natin kanina is how to solve using the Pemdas Rule. Now, gagawin natin siyang flowchart para mas creative siya. Okay? So, first, Pemdas, parentheses, or groupings, exponent, multiplication, or division. Kahit alin dyan ang mauna sa dalawa. Addition, and subtraction. Okay? So, I have here a simple equation again. So, let me try. So, 4 plus 3, anong tawag dito? Bracket. 8 minus 2, open parenthesis. 6 minus 3, close parenthesis, close bracket, divided by 2, square. 2 Tapos may exponent na 2. So, sabi dito, parenthesis or groupings. Unahin daw yung nasa loob na parenthesis. Which is 4 plus 3, bracket yung tawag dun, no? 8 minus 2, parenthesis, 6 minus 3, bracket, divided by 2, which is, so, uunahin muna daw natin yung 6 minus 3. So, magiging 4 plus 3, yung open bracket, 8 minus 2, times 3, close, divided by 2, exponent yung isa. Okay, next, we proceed to exponent. So, nakikita nyo, di ba may exponent na 2? So, 4 plus 3, open bracket, 8 minus 2 times 3. So, close parenthesis, then open, divided by 2. So, ano yung square ng 2 is 4. 4 times 4. 4 times, 2 times 2, 4. Next is multiplication or division. It's kahit alin dyan yung mauna. Dito kasi multiplication para lang ma-follow natin yung M. P-E-M-D-A-S. Okay? So, here is the equation. 4 plus 3, open parenthesis, 8 minus 2, close parenthesis, divided by 4. So, ang sagot is 4 plus 3, open parenthesis, 8 minus 6, divided by 4. So, nawala na yung 2 and 3 kasi nga minultiply natin siya. So, the next process is division. 4 plus 6 divided by 4. So, mauna ang division. So, we have to divide 6 divided by 4. The answer is 4 plus 1.5. Then, wala naman tayong subtraction. So, the answer is 5.5. I hope you did get the flow of how to solve using the Pemdas Rule. Hindi lang din naman siya sa math ginagamit yung flowchart. Sa TLE, paano magluto ng halimbawa lang yung pinakamadali, pansit canton, 'di ba? So there is may process na nangyayari. Kaya nga siya tinawag na flowchart. Tapos sa pagluluto ba ng pansit canton, ano bang unang ginagawa? Oh, 'di ba? Next, anong susunod? Pag kumulo, ilalagay yung
pansit canton.
Ilagay na yung pansit.
Para maluto. Then, after that, diba, i-rinse na.
And the ingredients,
So, we use flowchart and when we are also, pag sinabi ni teacher na yung sequence of events, okay? Pwede siyang gamitin. Ano yung unang nangyari, sunod na nangyari, hanggang dun sa end. Okay?
I-add ko lang, ma'am, a flowchart is a picture of the separate steps of a process in a sequential order.
Yes.
Sequential. Okay. Okay, I hope you've understood everything. Now, here is Teacher Jonah for another question.
So, after knowing the ways in interpreting visual or textual aids, what is visual-verbal relationship?
So, ano na yung relationship ng visual dun sa verbal, no, ma'am?
Yeah.
Nabigay natin to kanina, Ma'am Jonah, no?
That's so true.
So,
okay, so we've defined visual as images and figures like graphs and tables, and verbal representing the words or spoken words that our text. Okay, so if we combine the two, visual and verbal together, we form relationship. Okay, so if we use visual and verbal in a text or in presenting ideas, that is what we call visual-verbal relationship.
okay. To add lang, noong unang panahon kasi, dun sa isang subject namin sa MAED, di ba wala pa namang mga words? So, yung unang inaano nila is ukit through visuals. So, in that way, doon nagsimula yung communication din. Doon sa symbols, doon sa mga images. So, until na-develop siya ng mga writing na sa mga words na. So, that is the relationship. Okay. Dwyer, 1988, found a symbiotic relationship between verbal and visual literacy when the two were combined to facilitate student achievement. Okay? Kasi yung iba sa atin, hindi tayo, yung ibang bata, hindi pantay-pantay ng level of intelligence. Okay? Yung isa, mas gusto niya nagbabasa siya. Yung isa, na mabilis siyang maboard. No? Then, mas okay sa kanya yung nakikita niya. Okay? Then, doon, it is used to facilitate student achievement. The concept visual-verbal symbiosis is rooted in the idea that visual support verbal. So, vice versa. So, nag-aanuan lang sila.
Visual-verbal relationship.
Yes. Example niyan, ay yung sinasabing visual support verbal. Totoo yun. Example yung pag di-raise mo yung kamay mo ng 5, di ba sabi mo ganyan? Ano ibig sabihin niyan? It's either number 5 or stop. You don't need to speak na talaga. Pag sinabi mo ganyan, alam na ibig sabihin it's either 5 or stop. Kaya visual supports verbals. Ganun din siya. Yun ang punto niya.
Yes, and visuals are considered to be things that can be seen. Visible things other than printed words that are used in communication process. The term verbal applies to written or spoken words. The natural tendency for visual and verbal components to be mutually supportive has been called visual-verbal symbiosis. When the natural relationship is destroyed, the result is visual-verbal discontinuity.
Okay? Alright, I bet you've understood everything we have discussed today. Let's now apply everything you've learned. Now, Teacher Kathy will give you your first activity.
Alright, so directions out of the given text. Given, make a Venn diagram. We have a text here, dalandan and kalamansi. Okay, so kanina we discussed the Venn diagram. So meron tayong dalawang bilog dito. Dalandan and the kalamansi. I will read the text. Dalandan and kalamansi. Dalandan and calamansi are both citrus fruits, which has juicy flesh and a pulpy rind. Their sizes differ. Dalandan is bigger than a calamansi. When it comes to taste, dalandan is slightly sweeter than calamansi. Their skins also vary. Although there are some differences between the two fruits, both are delicious and healthy. They both provide vitamin C, which is necessary for the growth, development, and repair of all body tissues. It also boosts the immune system to fight against COVID-19. Okay, so based from our text, point out the differences and their similarities. Okay? Unahin natin si dalandan. Okay? Ano ba yung mga unique characteristics ni dalandan given in the text?
So, you may key in your answer what are the unique characteristics or the difference of dalandan from calamansi. Unahin natin yung
pagkakaiba. Yung sa lasa muna. Ano, yung lasa. Yan, alamin natin yung lasa.
Yung taste. Okay.
Sige, key in na.
Sige, sa lasa muna tayo. Bigyan natin sila ng guide. Sa lasa muna. When it comes to taste, ano ang lasa ni dalandan?
Oo nga naman. Ano ba?
Compared to
calamansi.
Sige, sagot na kayo mga anak.
Okay.
Sagot na.
Okay, sabi dito sa dulo, it also boosts the immune system to fight against COVID-19, no ma'am? So, ngayon sa panahon natin, so we have to, kailangan natin ng vitamin C, di ba? Kasi para makaiwas tayo sa COVID-19 kasi binuboost niya yung immune system natin, pinapalakas niya tayo. So, kaya napaka-importante ng vitamin C.
From Zarika Langkita, dalandan is slightly sweeter.
Yan, tignan natin.
Okay. So, let's check. Okay, that's correct.
Galing.
Tama. Slightly sweeter nga naman.
Okay. In terms of sizes naman tayo, paano sila nagkakaiba? Ano ang difference ni dalandan sa size? Okay, sabi ni
Asli,
Asli.
Balones, Timoteo. Dalandan is bigger than calamansi.
So, let's check.
So,
Ay,
syempre, slightly sweeter kanina sa taste. Slightly sweeter si Dalandan, si calamansi, sour.
sour.
Yes.
So,
Tapos
ngayon,
sa size kanina, okay,
Bigger.
sabi ni Asli, bigger si Dalandan, correct. And of course, si calamansi, mas maliit. So, smaller.
Yes.
so, how about their similarities?
Ano kaya itong
Now.
mga prutas na ito? Ano kaya? Anong uri silang prutas? Yan, ayon sa binasa nating text.
Oo, ano ba sila? Pareho silang belong to what?
Family.
Oo, fruit.
Oo. Yan, tingnan natin ha.
They belong to the family of...
Okay,
Nasa
may sagot
ano na tayo?
Si
Similarities
Sarika,
na-
sabi niya, they brought vitamin C.
Okay?
Okay.
Sabi
So,
ni Ashley Timoteo, they are both,
Both
citrus
fruits.
Tignan
Okay.
natin yung sagot.
Tama.
ha?
Citrus fruit.
Yes.
Tapos yung isa kanina,
Galing.
okay, delicious and healthy. Then, provide vitamin
Yes.
C.
Okay.
Ang galing na nilang mag-identify, gumawa ng mag-interpret using the Venn diagram.
So ayan, you can easily understand now the differences and the similarities between the calamansi and the landan because we have here the Venn diagram.
Okay. Before kung makalimutan is makikita mo talaga yung difference niya gamit yung mga signal words, no? Parang bigger than. Nasan dito? Their sizes differ. The landan is bigger than. When it comes to taste, the landan is slightly sweeter than. No? May mga words tayong makikita para makita natin yung difference nila at yung similarities. Parang dun sa both.
Mga signal words for
Yes.
differences.
So, napaka-importante din na
Comparison.
marunong tayong tumingin ng mga signal words. So, now you did a great job in making a Venn diagram out of the given text. So, let's go further. For your second activity, you are now going to study and interpret a textual aid, and after that, you have to answer the given questions. Again, you have to study and interpret the infographic, then answer the questions that follow. So, anong nakikita mo, Ma'am Jonah?
It's an image illustration. It talks about COVID-19 vaccine rollout update in the province of Isabela.
Okay, as of November 19,
November 19, 2021.
Okay. So, as you can see, there are informations, okay? Lalong-lalo na yung number of persons vaccinated with first dose, number of persons vaccinated with second dose, and then the percentage vaccinated from the target population. Then, percentage of vaccination consumption, 68.3%. Then, percentage of vaccinated per priority group. So, dito kasi sa pagva-vaccine, so we are categorized into marami, hanggang A5, okay? So, sa A1, we have the sabi dito, workers in frontline health services. Ano ba yung mga nandun, Sir Dennis?
Yan ay 99.8 kasi sila, yung A1 na yan, ha?
Yan yung mga
workers in frontline health services. There are doctors. Yes, may kaugnayan sa basta sa frontliners natin sila eh. Yan.
So,
Healthcare
Yung
provider.
healthcare, sila sa may healthcare.
Oo.
Basta nasa hospitals, doctors, pwede yung mga dyan.
Yung mga
Yung janitor yung janitors na nasa loob ng hospital. Considered sila A1. Okay.
So, we have here also category 2, A2.
Yan, A2 naman, tumutukoy yan sa mga senior citizens, which is sabi dito ay 74% daw sila.
Yung vaccinated na, sir. Now, sa A3 is individuals with comorbidities.
Oh, yes.
Ano ibig sabihin nito,
Ito
sir?
yung mga taong merong karamdaman o may sakit. Yan sila yan.
Okay, next is A4, which yung A3, 97.2% na yung vaccinated. So, sa A4, ito na, essential workers, frontliners in the national government offices and uniform personnel.
Yan, sila po yung mga police, mga teachers, mga government employees. Yan, sila po yung mga yon.
So, ang dami na, 128.2%.
Yes.
Okay. So A5, other remaining workforce and indigent population.
Yan, sila po yung mga nasa urban area na mga family. Yan, na sabihin natin na nasa, hindi naman
They're not too
pangit
exposed to the
Oo.
virus.
Yes, yung mga yan.
Para lang i-clear, nakalagay kasi dito, except Santiago City. So, ibig sabihin kasi, hindi kasali dito sa sa infographics yung
oo.
ng Santiago. Oo. Now, so let's interpret this
Santiago
infographic.
City is an independent city.
Yes, independent city kasi siya.
Who among the following are considered as A5 category?
Yan, okay.
A. Frontline health workers. B. Individuals with comorbidities. Or C. Indigent people.
Sige, sagot na po kayo mga anak. This is again 10 pesos worth of load. Tama ba ako? 10 pesos
Yes.
worth of load? O hindi kasi, ang maganda rito, pinag-uusapan kasi namin talaga, kung sakasakali, baka tumaas pa yon.
Yes.
O, kasi pinag-usapan namin kung ilan kayo lahat na mananalo at meron kaming inihahandang premyo talaga sa
Yes.
inyo. Okay, baka sasabi na 10 pesos lang, huwag kayo baka mamaya magbigay pa kami 100, di ba?
Oo. So sabi ni Gerson, letter A.
Gerson!
Gerson,
Kung 10 pesos lang, tapos ulit-ulit sila sumasagot, okay, 10 pesos, nakaipon na siya. Diba?
Letter A. So,
letter A daw.
hanap pa tayo ng ibang sagot.
Yes,
Tingnan
tingnan
natin kung may
mamaya, ha?
pagkakaiba.
Sige, tingnan natin mamaya, ha? Okay. Next po,
number
sige,
one.
sabi ni Gerson Marinay, A, frontline health worker, na yung considered as A5 categories. Next, tingin pa po tayo. Sige pa po.
A5.
Ashley, Timoteo, wala ka lang sagot kayo, pero lagyan na indigent. I mean, dapat meron kang letter, ha? Oo.
Okay,
You have
remember
follow
to
instruction carefully.
ilagay yung
Sayang.
letter and then the
Oh,
word.
meron din si Sweet Cell Faith.
number,
indigent daw.
item, and then the letter
Yes.
of your answer, mga anak.
Yes, katulad na ginawa ni
Pero
Katrina
actually,
Gerson.
meron na silang sagot kanina, kaya pasok na sila.
Ayan, si TJ Alibio
TJ.
Tananchulin.
Okay.
C, sabi niya.
Okay, so pwede na tatang.
Yes.
Okay, let's check.
Tingnan natin.
So the answer is letter C, intelligent people.
Yes, yun po yung binasa natin kanina na A5, 51%,
Yes.
51.3% po sila. Ayan.
Pero sir, di ba hindi pwedeng maulit yung
Hindi pa po siya na.
TJ?
Oo.
Dalawang beses na.
Ay, dalawa na.
Yeah.
Si Gerson ba, ilang beses
recording
na?
Isa.
Isa pa rin na, sige.
Okay.
I'm recording it
Okay.
kasi.
Okay.
Para lang mabigyan ng chance yung iba, no?
That's true.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2.
Pero dalawa.
If the estimated population of A2 category is 311,000, about how many were vaccinated? So, estimated siya. So, A, 220,140. B, 230,140. C, 240,140. So, what they think is the correct answer?
Aba, kailangan yata nila ditong
So,
kailangan na mag-compute, ha? Kasi sabi rito, ang estimate na population ng A2 category is if the estimate population of A2, di ba? Category is 311,000, about how many were vaccinated daw?
74% yung vaccinated.
Ng A2. Oo, 74%.
74%.
Oh, yun. Mula doon sa 311, hanapin natin doon yung 74%.
What is the 74%
of
the
311,000. Okay, go!
so
Okay, may sagot na po tayo. Kaya na po yata. Okay, si Gerson Marinay, sumagot na naman. Si Arian Faye Ramos Carnate, letter B. 230,140 pesos.
okay, so the answer is letter B, 230,000.
Ang galing.
Okay.
Congratulations, Aryan.
Gusto ko lang din dito is yung importance ng vaccine, no? So, it will help us to hindi naman para hindi tayo magka-COVID. It will help us to
Fight.
parang
Actually,
hindi agad tayo kapitan ng COVID.
Yes,
So,
it
napaka-importante na magpa-vaccine. Okay?
Yes.
So,
Iwas mo tayo
so paano ba natin nakuha yung kanina?
Iwas tayo sa mga fake news. Yan.
Yes. So, estimated compute natin yung kung paano siya nakuha yung 230. So, estimated population of A2
Is-
311,000. Then, percentage of vaccinated A2 74. Gawin natin siya, yung 74% is 0.74. So, multiply. Ang
Gamit
sagot
ako ng
is 230. 230,140. Okay?
Ano ba yan?
So, you were able, congratulations, you were able to interpret the textual aid accurately. Now, to summarize our lesson today, let me ask you this question. Why is there a need to understand the visual-verbal relationships in an expository text? Bakit nga ba kailangan nating intindihin yung relationships ng visual-verbal? Okay? So, one, we need to understand the visual elements accompanying text in order to improve our comprehension, especially when dealing uninformative material.
Halimbawa niyan, ma'am, yung merong sigarilyo tapos meron nakachap. Ano ibig sabihin nun ay? Bawal manigarilyo. Doon sa lugar na yan, bawal manigarilyo.
Yes. Visual cues or textual aids are used to highlight the necessary or important information in a text. So, paulit-ulit lang. Yan talaga yung isa sa mga reason kung bakit natin kailangang intindihin yung relationships nilang dalawa. Yung visual, verbal.
Isa pang halimbawa dyan, yung pagpupunta ka sa mall at naiihi ka, pupunta ka roon kung saan merong...
Yes.
Ganun.
Babae sa lalaki.
Ay, meron na sa sa Manila, sa may... ito, yung T-Plex ba yun? Meron siyang na gender, ha? Oo. May pang third sex. Meron sila doon.
Meron na. So, napakaganda nun. Kasi it is a sign of respect. No?
Ay, hindi ko lang alam kung paano yung sign ng... kasi napansin lang namin. Pero may lalaki, may babae. Hindi ko lang alam. Parang, kung di ako nagkakamali ha, yung parang gender siya. Yan. Pwede rito. Ganun. Yan, pwede siya. So, nire-respeto kasi natin yung mga... Yan, ang tawag natin dyan. Siyempre, gender pa niyan. LGBTQ. Nire-respeto natin sila. Huwag natin silang kamuhian.
They have rights.
Yes. Bagamat may left din tayo, may
human rights.
Yes.
We are all human beings.
Yes.
Okay. Ano pa?
So for your assignment, our dear learners, present your priorities in life using the chart and write at least 2 activities to make it happen. Okay.
So, this is the example. So, my priorities. For example, bilang student, okay, bilang estudyante, what are your priorities? Magbigay ka lang ng dalawa. For me,
study.
I will want to finish my modules, yung mga activities sa modules. So,
ay, ulitin natin, ma'am, ha? Assignment yan, ha? Sa lahat ng grade 8,
yes,
English.
Assignment. Isa-send sa
teachers nyo.
Yes.
Kasi kinaman yan.
Babalik na yung modules.
Let me give you an example first. My priorities, okay. Halimbawa, isa akong student. First priority is to finish, to submit my outputs. Okay? Yun yung pinaka-priority. Doon sa dalawang nakalagay na doon sa 2 activities, paano mangyayari yun is first, time management. 2, submit on time. Sa time management na pala yun. Dun sa isa is listen to different learning modalities. Halimbawa, radio-based instruction and then live streaming. Para matapos ko siya agad. Para mas may... Second priority is to finish my studies. So, what are you going to do? So, I have to study hard, submit the necessary outputs. Okay. So, yun ang example ko. So, it's up to you kung ano yung priorities nyo. But, you have to do it yung parang talagang ginagawa nyo siya. Okay? So,
meron naman iba, di ba? Kung gagawin ng iba, sa iba naman yung may priorities. Yung iba kasi mapapasin
So, ganito ba, Ma'am Leslie? So, at the middle, that's your priority. And then, the third column of the chart is what you're going to do to accomplish that priority.
Paano mo siya ma-accomplish?
Meron kasi tayong 2 priorities. Halimbawa, yung mga ito totoo ito Yung unang priorities natin is God. Second priority natin is family. Paano sa God? You'll go to church, you do good things. Parang ganun yung dalawa. Then sa family, anong sa family?
Help service.
Yes, ganun. Yun ang mga anak ganun lang ibig sabihin niyan.
So, if you have questions or some queries about our lesson for today, you are free to contact us, your teachers in English 8, and we are always available, okay? Para replyan kayo, or kung pwede nyo naman kaming i-text, i-personal message, or through group chat. Okay? So?
Yes. Nagagamit ito lahat ha. Ang lahat ng mga binasa namin sa inyo, nagagamit po to sa lahat ng issues na mayroon tayo, mapa-religion man siya, social issues man siya, o ano pa man siya, nagagamit natin ito, yung visual-verbal relationship. Tama ba ako? Visual-verbal. Tama, di ba? Kasi, halimbawa, pag may nakita kang sign of cross, that means that is a church. Okay?
True.
So, pag may nakita kang letter H, that is hospital. Di ba? Pag, siyempre, hindi ka naman pupunta sa hospital kung wala ka naramdaman or something dadaanan mo. Yan, mga ganun lang yan. So, mahalagang bagay yan. Okay?
So, Sir Dennis?
So, my dear grade 8 learners, we hope that you had a fun-filled learning experience from today's discussion. Di ba? Masaya tayong lahat.
Yes.
We just finished your first learning module for our second quarter. Again, if you are struggling to understand some concepts in our lesson for quarter 2, please contact your subject
Subject teachers.
Nagbibinata, subject teacher. Let's have more fun and exciting lesson next week. On behalf of my fellow grade 8 English teacher, Ma'am Carrie, Ma'am Jonah, and Ma'am Leslie, and our technical specialist, huwag natin mag-iti pangalan, Sir Jesso, yeah. Siyempre, nandiyan din si Ma'am Bernadette. We would like to leave you a quote from Bill Kennedy. Kailan si Bill?
He's Kennedy.
Yeah, very good si Kennedy. It's as important to be visually literate, to understand pictures and how they affect us, as it is to be word literate. Till then, stay safe, always. Bye-bye. See you soon.
And information. Today's learning for you normal with capable teachers whose heart and soul are divine. Delivered knowledge inside your home through 106.3 Dance Radio. Fully dedicated to serve the public in tribute to education. We produce of radio-based instruction. We are pleased to deliver the utmost aim of education. Only here on 106.3 TWVR-FM. Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan. Ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big.
Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWBR-FM.